So here we have Power Platform's first component, which is Power Apps. Now think of it this way, that prior to the Power Platform, application building was in the hand of a select few people, developers or hard code coders, right? And now, even with Power Platform, it required a bit of learning on how the components of Power Platform work. So what is the data model? What is an app? What is a screen? What are the components within the Power Platform itself? But now what we've been able to do is we've been able to stitch large language models within Power Apps. And what I mean by that is, hey, I go into Power Apps. This is the home screen, right? And I'm going to say, create an app to manage purchase orders. So literally, I'm not playing around with the tool. I'm not building anything here. I'm just giving what I have in my mind into a sentence, and I'm going to see whether the app is able to understand the context of what a purchase order is, what are the components that are needed within an application to manage purchase orders, and hopefully to save time. So voila, you have it in the screen. It's been able to understand that a purchase order will definitely have order numbers. It's been able to understand that there'll be vendor names of the vendor from whom the purchase order is going to be, the date of the order, the amount of the order status, and order type. Now, let's take a pause to think how much time this could have taken prior to this. Probably an hour, maybe 2 hours to build the data model in the background. Here, we're talking about seconds into which we built an app just by describing what I want, and the app understood the context of the basic elements needed. Now, assume that I, as a user, am not happy with the data model, or I want to add a few things left and right. All I would have to do is I go into the Copilot, which is on the bottom right, what you see here, right? And I'm going to say, create another column to store invoices or purchase orders. And the format type will be a PDF. And I'm going to say, let's see what the Copilot is. Okay, clearly it's not able to understand what I said. And this happens. And that's why Vidas was saying sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's the challenge we're trying to solve. So we want to make sure that the application is getting to a 90% accuracy, because that in itself will have a huge impact. Now, let's say I say create a column to store PDF, format type, PDF. This is pretty simple, and I hope this understands, because we tried it in the afternoon and it worked. Fantastic. So that's exactly what happens when you want to show it to a large audience of people that things work, and it's exactly that time that AI ditches on you, right? So this definitely has to happen, and it has happened today. But let's take another thing here. Create more sample data. Okay, so let's see. And for those of you who are wondering how this ties into Power Automate and the tips and tricks, we're getting there. But what I want to be able to showcase to you is, hey, building application in itself has become super easy. And then you can come to an automate flow and see what it can be done. So here it's understood that it's been able to build me more sample data, right? So if I click on Create App, hopefully within the next 1 minute, it's able to build the interfaces and components based on the data model that we have defined in the background.